So, welcome back to Middle-Aged Blog. I'm back with a new camera, and today we're going to have a look around Brighton. The sun has come out. Been sat in the car and getting soaking wet for about 2 hours, but now I'm out and about in the main street. I'm going to have a look around the lanes and go to the pier and loads of other stuff, so do stay tuned. So we're in the lanes, and there's a lot of independent shops down here. There's a training shop, there's lots of vintage clothes shops, and there's also a lot of handmade goods shops, so cards and presents, and there's also lots of skateboarding shops for some reason, because I've been here about 4 hours, haven't seen one skateboard yet. Also some debatable fashion everywhere you go, which, I don't know if he was talking to me, something to do with donkey necking. I don't know what one of those is. I'll have to Google that one in a minute. So Brighton's also very politicised, and that can be seen by the stickers that seem to be adorning every single crossing and all the rest of it. You see Farage Free Zone. Something about Baden, Worth, I can't even say it, some sort of German place. And there's lots of sort of socialist worker type stickers and banners everywhere, which shout a lot but don't really say much, to be quite honest. Yeah, that's the thing with all these messages that they stick on the lampposts and all the rest of it. Some of them are quite cliche, but you know, I'm looking at that one up there. I didn't know that was an option on the voting form. To vote genocide. I can't think anyone would actually tick that box, but hey ho, who am I to judge? Yeah, and it really has got a little bit of everything for everyone, no matter what you are into. Yeah, there's loads of shops. It's quite quirky as well. So I'm up an alleyway here. It's not Quadrophenia alley. I will try and find that in a short while. Where Phil Daniels and, was it Leslie Ash, made out in an alleyway, classy. But yeah, I'm up an alleyway in Brighton. Probably get arrested in a minute. You can see all the flags flying, because last weekend, or the weekend just gone, it was Pride. Yeah, so Brighton, alleys, and a bald bloke. Yeah, and a bit more graffiti, as you can see here. This one's pretty good, better than I could do anyway. I don't know what half of them say. Kazo or something like that. If only these graffiti artists were literate, they'd make an absolute fortune. Yeah, and there's something you don't see very often, Warhammer, which is a game from the 80s. I remember a load of kids used to go down to a place in Hastings Town Centre and play Warhammer. Quite frankly, it was always for the odd kids. But I'm guessing there's odd kids in this generation as well, and hence Warhammer is still a thing. Okay, so over on the seafront now, it's a little bit windy. Hopefully you're catching me on the mic. So I'll do a quick 360. And you can see there's shops and all sorts of stuff surrounding me on the seafront. Just down there, there's a couple of clubs. I can't remember the name. I think they're called the Zap Club. We used to come over raving back in the raving days, which quite frankly were appalling. But yeah, you've got to do what you've got to do. Over there in the sea, they've put together these wind farms, which, yeah, quite honestly, I think look appalling, but are probably much needed. Although they're not all spinning, so I don't know if they're working. And then, like I say, just over there is the pier and a load of seagulls. Let's have a quick look at the front of the pier. And also over there, there's a hotel which burnt down last year. Now, I stayed in this hotel about 2 years ago. I can't remember the name of it, with my wife, and yeah, it's an absolute shithole, to be honest. They're probably charging the same amount now in the state it's in, you can see over there, as they were when it was open. I have to say though, there is something about a pier that really kind of appeals. They are good looking beasts. Okay, even on a bit of a gloomy and overcast day like today, there's quite a few people going on the beach. The beach isn't particularly attractive. It's very stony, full of seagulls and quite a lot of dog shit, to be honest. But yeah, it's nice for a day out. But we are going to go and have a little wander in a minute and go back up the lanes and go into the bowels of Brighton. Yeah, so that's the name of the hotel, the Albion. It's now completely shut down, as you can see. There's some workmen over there. But like I say, it doesn't look any different to when I stayed there. It was an absolute toilet then. I don't know if they're doing it up or putting out its misery. I think I'd probably go for the latter if it was me. Okay, there are some architectural delights here in Brighton, including the Brighton Pavilion. Commonly mistaken for a mosque, it's not. I think it's something to do with Prince Charles from many years ago, who was suffering from gout, whatever that is, and he wanted somewhere built so he could recoup. So the flash bastard built that. But there's an awful lot of homelessness here. I don't want to shove the camera in anyone's face, but I've just walked past a big group of lads. Now usually you see it late at night, so if you're walking down to the seafront late at night, literally every single doorway has got a homeless person in, and even now in the daytime, as you've just seen, there's a lot of homelessness in Brighton, which I guess is quite prevalent in seaside towns. It's become the same in Hastings. Maybe you want to chance your arm in somewhere that isn't a big city such as London, so you come down to the coast, and I just get the impression that it's happening everywhere and your lot isn't necessarily going to be better down by the coast. Okay, back in the lanes proper. I'm being very, very careful after this morning when I followed a car out the car park and the height barrier came down and slapped me square on the head, knocking me to the floor. Thankfully it didn't spoil my looks, and I live to fight another day. So yeah, back in the lanes, having a wander around. Lots of vape shops, lots of debatable fashion, lots of homemade goods, and I think I might sit down in a minute and sample some sort of vegan oatmeal skinny latte. But it's here in the lanes that people really come to Brighton for, and that pretty much is a potted guide to Brighton. Still in the lanes, going to go and get myself a nice skinny latte again, which blatantly isn't working, but hey ho, you've got to be in it to win it.